What's up, everybody? It's Jeep here, back with another video. We are doing a breakdown of NF's new EP, Fear, and I'm just going to break down my thoughts, and I could be completely wrong on all of it, and that's okay, but I just wanted to share my thoughts and see what your guys' thoughts are. So let me know down in the comments what you guys are thinking, and just have some healthy discussion about his new EP. And definitely have been an NF fan since 2014, 2015. I know in 2013 he featured on a song with Flame, Start Over, and then 2014 I think was his EP release. I think he just called it NF. That was 2014. Then 2015 Mansion, 2016 Therapy Session, and I don't know if we went back to back to back, or the 2017 Perception, or if the Perception was 2018. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head somewhat. I looked into it a little bit when he released stuff, but just to make sure, I had the right years, because, it's hard to keep track of all these songs and albums he's, made. I think he's got to be 100 plus songs by now. I think, I'm not really sure though, but yeah, just very much an NF fan. Listen to him, maybe not all the time, but definitely, he's gonna have a song that comes up at some point, I feel like, whenever I'm listening to music. So very much an NF fan. I think this is the first video I've ever done on NF. I don't know, I just think there were some bits and pieces that I can relate to. I can't relate to, his whole story, but I think there were some bits and pieces that I could relate to, and I was like, man, it'd be really cool to break it down. So that's what we're gonna try to do, is break it down a little bit. And that's one cool thing about NF2. It's like, whether you can relate to his story completely or not, it's like there's something for everybody, in all of his music, which I think is really, really cool, because he's sharing his story, and that can help us process, stuff that's going on in our lives too. I mean, that's just the power of sharing stories, power of the testimony, one could say. We're just going to break down Fear a little bit. So we'll just start with, I guess, the song Fear, and then we might hit on some of the other songs as well. I'm not sure how much. It'll most likely just be Fear and Washed Up, I think. Those will be the main two, and then we'll maybe hit on the other ones a little bit, but we'll see. But anyway, Fear starts out knocking at the door again, and NF is just at this point where he's desperate, and normally he would say no to fear and be strong enough, but he's just at a point where he's desperate. So it's like, what's causing that? Why is he at this point that he's desperate? And he also says that that he was not going to let fear back in, but then he did. Wasn't where he was going to stop running, but then he went back to running, and he sounds disappointed by it, because he thought he had finally made a breakthrough, but guess not. But I don't think he's surprised by it, because he goes on to say, what is the lyrics? I guess I might butcher it a little bit. I don't have it fully memorized yet. Or maybe, let's see, it's the same song and dance. You've all seen it before, right? So I don't think he's surprised by it, because this is something that comes in like seasonally. Maybe seasonally is the right word. Loop. I know Loop. He mentions a loop in Who I Was, and that, his kids hopefully don't become like he does, which is fair. I don't have kids, but I feel like if I did have kids, I wouldn't want them to battle with the same stuff that I'm battling with, want them to be better than me, obviously. So yeah, he just kind of goes through that, and then doesn't feel like he can make his own decisions and choices anymore, that he's being controlled by this darkness. Fear, I don't know if darkness, I'm guessing darkness and fear are maybe the same. Inner struggles, inner demons. I'm not really too sure on that. Then he does briefly mention his grandma dying, and there's so the next song after Fear, Home, that one just putting yourself in his shoes, man, it's like, wow, that one is a tearjerker. So so good. Just a really cool, just tribute to his grandma. Really, really good. But maybe his grandma dying, was kind of one of those like setback moments for him. I don't really know. Obviously I'd be really hard on him because he grew up with his grandma. So I'm not really too sure. This is all just like, I'm just sharing my thoughts. So nothing might be accurate, I think, just that feeling of being lost, his back's against the wall, and he's just trying to kind of figure out what to do next. And then he does talk about watching his mansion burn down, which we don't see in the Fear music video. We see that in the Washed Up music video. But I do have a couple thoughts there that I will swing back around to. But then the last bit of the song is what I think is him wrestling with God and asking God, is this what you wanted out of my life? It's like all these things that happened. Is this what you wanted? And then he also asks if, is God is the one who started the fire? And who knows? So that's just something that he's struggling with, battling with. We'll just keep diving into it, But I think definitely to look deeper into the song, we do have to go backwards a little bit, to understand, the fear in his life. So, like going back to maybe the potentially best place to start is Mansion, that first album he released, but also Mansion is a song. So he talks about a lot of the like rooms that are in his mind, all the emotions that are in his mind, and his mind is the home that he's trapped in. So he's in this first album, he's trapped inside himself, inside his head. And also in this song, this is where I believe he first mentions fear. Just listening to his music and going back and kind of re-listening to a few songs, I believe this is where he first mentions fear. And I think he just wrestles with how to control it. It's like, does he just, sit there and let it win, or does he try to do something about it? He just isn't really sure what to do. And kind of the first question that's like he wrestles with is like, is it me or the fear talking? I don't know anymore. So that's just where we first see fear, and just not sure who's in control. But another song to look at is Intro 3, and this is like his battle with fear and perception, and just him going back and forth, and then he does realize that he is the one holding the key, so he does have control over fear, and he does dig a grave for fear, but he never actually buries his fear. But he does talk about burying other emotions, which got me thinking, in the Washed Up music video, is like, what emotion did he dig up? Like, what map is he holding? Like, is it somehow, did Hope get buried really quickly after Fear music video, and he's digging the map up to Hope, or the map for Hope again? Or is it like a different emotion? Maybe it's like joy, because we kind of see the brighter clothing, the clothing like that beige. So kind of gets you thinking, it's like, is it a like happy joy? Maybe it's a map to that. I do have another thought as well. Maybe it's like a map to freedom. And I'll touch back on that in a little bit. But I'm just curious to figure out, maybe it is the map to Hope again. And the only map we ever do see is in the Hope music video. So I don't know. Those are just some thoughts that I'm having anyway. So I think to understand why maybe fear hasn't left yet, we can look at The Search, at least some of the lyrics from it. It just talks about how we all have something trapped inside that we try to kill, but it always survives. And then also that the mind is a powerful place and it's not always safe. So those are kind of summarized lyrics, but So my thought is maybe, he has tried to kill fear, but it just keeps coming back. And then you also look at running, because he talks about running in fear, the song, and says he's done running, and needs to let go of fear, saying he's done with it as he wrestles with it, since they are close. But maybe just like whatever happened, like I said, I don't know what exactly happened where he decided to start running again to fear, is my thought. He runs to fear, not from it. I don't know if he's trying to run from it, but maybe runs to it, because it's like kind of like maybe an addiction almost. I'm not really too sure, but I don't know, just sharing my thoughts. I think since fear was allowed to settle in his house, but then did get pushed out, but not fully dealt with, something must have happened to where, he's running back to fear, since it never did get fully dealt with, and just kind of slowly kept getting stronger. I don't think strong enough to where NF won't be able to beat fear, but it could be something that he always deals with, but I don't think it'll ever consume him, because he's definitely stronger than that. I mean, just seeing his progression over the years and his growth, I don't think it'll be something that consumes him. And we all hit rough patches, we also get desperate for something to change, or maybe even go back to the way things were, just when life was like, okay, I can deal with this as it is. So just something to think about. So direction I think NF could be going with, the mansion burning down, and then going back to mansion, is these other emotions that were trapped inside. Are they just all I guess dead, but maybe more so the word is in control? It's like he doesn't deal with those really anymore. Or will we see songs related to these emotions that are maybe now, if they did escape, before his mansion got burned down? I wonder what we'll see from that. That's if he does go a direction with that. But then also, I wonder if, so I mentioned freedom earlier, because in Let Me Go, he talks about, trying to find, because freedom is 7 letters. So trying to find, and he does mention freedom in the song too, but trying to find the 7 letters and let the peace enter. So maybe there could be something like with the mansion burning down, and also, and we see his body burning too in the Fear music video. So maybe he's just at the point where it's like, he's just trying to find that freedom. And maybe that's the next album that we'll see, is something related with freedom and finding that freedom. Or it could just be kind of dark and heavy, because he does mention that with the mansion burning down, we could see a side of NF that we haven't seen before. This is definitely with his CP. Definitely a different sound. On all of his songs, there's maybe a couple songs that sounded similar-ish, but honestly, definitely a different sound, which I think was really, really good. Just shows how, maybe the right word is versatile, dynamic that he is. Seriously, one of, if not the best artist out there right now. Lyrically, musically, just all around artist. Just that's all I've got to say. Just the best out there. You do see what looks like the figure of Death holding the keys to the mansion that's burning. So, but maybe the direction that he's going is I guess maybe I did mention a little bit, but just going to be darker and heavier. And maybe that's how you find freedom. Sometimes you have to maybe dive a little bit deeper and deal with the darker things to really truly find that freedom that he's looking for. So who knows? We will definitely find out. But some people could look at the CP and be like, he's ready to retire. That's what me and one of my buddies, real cool guy, talked about a little bit, is that maybe he's looking at kind of hanging it up soon, which by all means, he's produced so much good music over the years, and he has a family too. It's like wife, 2 kids, so it's like totally would understand and respect it. But I think it's still, maybe I'm hoping, believing, praying, it's still early in his career to where, we won't see that anytime soon. And even if he goes to he drops every couple years, it seems like 2 to 3 years, even if he went to every 5 years or something, it's like, I'd be okay with that. But whether he does or doesn't, I think music will always be a part of his life. And, he's talked about in even an intro too, and he's maybe mentioned it sooner than that too, but it's like, if he wasn't doing music, he'd rather be dead. So whatever he's doing, I think he'll always have kind of a foot in the door of music, whether he maybe, instead of producing his own music, he maybe goes and features on other people's songs or helps people write, just produce, whatever. So I think he'll always have a foot in the door of music, but there's definitely no one more real than him. And it's going to be a sad day in the music industry if he ever does decide, to hang things up. But like I said, I think it's still early in his career, and he'll never get washed up because the fans won't let that happen. So that's all I've got. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. So yeah, this is good. So peace out. Love you guys. God bless.